Greetings and welcome once again to STL Soccer Talk, the video edition. And as usual, she's Beth O'Malley. I'm Tom Timmermann, beat writer for the Post-Dispatch for St. Louis City SC. That's what we call them.
Yes.
So this is that time of year where the season goes on hold. They keep playing games, but the league season is on hold.
It's the weirdest all-star break ever.
And it's not like the halfway point. It is the 2/3 point in the season. So it's like you're gearing up for a stretch run. And so the city's got a month, essentially, until they return to games that actually count in the standings. But they will still have games, including the Saturday at City Park against Dallas. But let's run the clock back. Rewind to not this tape, but keep watching forward. Keep progressing in a straight line. But Saturday at Children's Mercy Park in Kansas City, Kansas, where City ties Sporting Kansas City 1-1. And it was a game that going in, interim coach John Hackworth said it's a must-win game for both teams, and neither won. So it was a bad result for both teams.
I will say, despite the tie, I thought City looked stronger than they have in a long time.
A fair assessment.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. The start of the second half was a bit, I would say rocky or bumpy, but the Kansas City had the ball in front of the City an awful lot.
Yeah.
And they give up a goal in the 73rd minute, and it adds to the list of late goals they've gave up to cost them a win on the road that ended up being ties. But they gave up a goal in the 73rd minute. They could have given up a goal in the 55th minute. They could have given up a goal in the 60th minute, the 65th. There were chances there that a better team than Sporting Kansas City might well have taken care of. They got a point, but they really needed 3. And it was a chance to get 3, and again, they didn't do it.
Yes, it was a frustrating game to watch, but less frustrating than other games have been because Torreson had a great goal. You saw good movement. The defense, I thought, did a great job. And it was an unusual lineup.
It was an unusual lineup, a brand new configuration that we had never seen in the 1+ season, where they went with, it was a 3-2-3-2, as opposed to their usual maybe 4-4-2 or 4-2-2-2, or whatever it is. And so that was a different lineup, and they kept Sporting Kansas City off the board until not quite a set piece, but kind of a set piece, ball in the box that was headed in from about a foot. That goal, by the way, may have had like the highest expected goal total I've ever seen. It was like a 95% expected goal because he was like 2 feet away. But now City SC, so now they got a break. They did not until the end of August. They have a game that counts in the standings.
A break, but not a break from games.
But not a break from games.
Weird kind of in-season tournament.
Because of the exceedingly and widely, at least in St. Louis, unpopular Leagues Cup, which is largely cited by fan bases for being when City, or in MLS, not City, but MLS, complains about schedule congestion and we can't play in the Open Cup because of schedule congestion. Well, that's because of Leagues Cup. If you didn't have this month-long tournament in the middle of the year, you would have time to do things like the Open Cup.
And it's a tournament that's basically brand new. This is the second time for it. Second season?
Second incarnation of it. Last year, and it's very different, I think, for this year for City, the Leagues Cup. Last year, I think they were looking forward to a break. The way the season was going, they were like, okay, let's catch a breather. European guys are used to a mid-season break, which doesn't exist in MLS. But so they were like, okay, you know what? We're okay if we we want to win games, but going out after 2 games, not a big deal. This time, they need to do well in the Leagues Cup for a lot of reasons, mainly because it's like training camp for them. And for guys like Cedric Toyert and Marcel Hartel, who have now joined the team, this is their chance to get games, and for Klaus to get games as he begins his rehab, and Rasmus Holm. And I think for those 2 guys, they got to get out of the first round. Because I don't think they're going to be ready after the Juarez game. But if they get subsequent to that, that might be when those guys are ready to go. So this is a chance. These guys need to play. And actually, City needs to win.
And winning would help everybody on the team gain some confidence. And you saw, I think, in the game against Sporting Kansas City, the confidence looked a lot better on the field, and getting wins under their belt will only help that.
Yeah. And everybody's here now. Toyert and Jake Goodwood Reed, right? JGR, I'm going to say, so I don't have to JGR, which he said is acceptable, which he's good with. And Marcel Hartel has arrived, and they have signed another forward. They've got on, actually they haven't signed, he is on loan, and Simon Betcher.
He's an American.
He's an American.
He knows St. Louis.
He played at St. Louis University. He was an All-American at St. Louis U. Carter Chapley, who used to sit in this seat, was a big fan of Simon Betcher. Yeah, and so he was there today. He hasn't started training with the team yet, but he's working out. He is in town.
Okay.
And so I don't know how long till he's ready to go.
But he doesn't need to wait for a work visa.
He does not have to do that.
Right.
He was playing in Denmark, but he's not Danish. He's from Topeka. So that's, I think we have diplomatic relations with Topeka.
Despite everything that has gone on between Missouri and Kansas, I'm pretty sure you don't need any special paperwork.
Nothing like that. We'll talk about this more on the podcast. There'll be more about this in print. There'll be more about this everywhere you look.
Exactly.
But until next time, for Ali Schellert behind the camera, producing away, I guess I should try to say it. For Beth accompanying me here on this ride, and for me, until next week, be seeing you.